I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
There they go. 3-2 pitch. Fly ball deep left field. Hooking down the line. Hooking. There she goes. A grand slam. The Blue Jays have done it again. Steve Pearce with a 2-out grand slam to beat Oakland 8-4. Another walk-off home run after Morales did it last night. Home run number 9. His sweetest as a Blue Jay in 2017.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait.
Are you kidding me? Do you believe it?
Oh, yeah. I believe it because I'm here. And my partner will be here. And I haven't gotten everything set up, so you're going to see me move momentarily. There we are. You know what? We're gonna do this again because it's my fault. Things weren't in place, and we're off to a flying start right now. So with that in mind, Charlie Slows, if you would please.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
As the Nationals are a strike away from franchise history and some World Series history. As Hudson tries to close it out. It'll be another 3-2 pitch to Michael Brantley. Hudson sets. The kick, and here it comes. Swing and a miss! Swing and a miss! Swing and a miss! And a World Series Game 7 winning Curly W is in the books. The celebration is on. The Washington Nationals are the world champions.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait.
Are you kidding me? Do you believe it?
Good morning. Welcome to the Tripped Out Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning, and they're at it already. Rod from the Rod Uncensored podcast says, good morning, guys. Happy birthday, Snowman, from leader of Broad Sexuals Nation. See, Rod's going to take this and run with it. And we got something very special coming up on Monday, but that is Monday. So what I'm going to do is put this up here. And I say good morning to y'all. Once again, welcome to the Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you with us. A lot to get to in the next couple of hours. Had someone planned for hour 3. Unfortunately, he has a conflict, so we're going to shut it down a little early today. And plus, I was so excited that my birthday is here. I didn't sleep much. I didn't sleep much, but I'm so excited, and thank you all for the early birthday wishes. I truly appreciate it. You think I was turning 10 instead of turning 50, but that's the magic number today. And as I said, I'm awaiting my partner to get in here. But with that thought in mind, let's get down to business, shall we? And do a little something we like to call the whip around. Be Smart had a recruiting pitch, and it goes like this. Georgia and Florida should play on campus instead of in Jacksonville. Well, they call it the world's largest outdoor cocktail party for a reason. Can you imagine that game being on campus? Holy smokes. You know, the late Larry Munson said it best when he said, quote, man, is there going to be some property destroyed tonight? Can y'all imagine University of Florida and University of Georgia, especially between the hedges at Sanford Stadium? Can you imagine that? Talk about property being destroyed. That is an understatement. According to sources, James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers have reached an agreement on a 2-year deal worth $68.8 million. Why are y'all paying him that much? I mean, aren't you paying him, Philadelphia, to win a championship? Aren't you paying him to get you to the promised land, which is what Moses Malone and company did back in 1983? I just don't see it. I just do not see it. So, Philadelphia, if you want to be stuck with him, that's your business. Unfortunately, teams that win will see that and go right around him. A report says that the NCAA makes progress on gender inequality with men's and women's basketball tournaments. The NCAA has adequately addressed 9 of 23 recommendations for creating comparable NCAA tournament experiences for men's and women's basketball players. College sports' largest governing body hired a third party to evaluate its response to a scathing report issued almost a year ago that criticized gender inequality in tournaments. You should have fixed this a long time ago. That's all I got to say. You should have fixed this a long time ago. With baseball getting back to business, the longest of the long shots, it's not such a long shot anymore. According to a story on ESPN, the sports books are facing, ready, 7-figure liability over the surging Baltimore Orioles. Yes, those Baltimore Orioles. They began the season as one of the biggest long shots on the board at sports books and were underdogs in their first 26 games. But at the All-Star break, the Orioles have emerged as the best bet in baseball. They were 2,000 to 1 odds to win the World Series in mid-June, but have gone on a tear highlighted by, and I can't believe I'm going to read and say this, a 10-game winning streak that put them in the thick, of the American League wild card race. Orioles are 46-46 at the break, 3.5 games out of the wild card. Wow. Just wow. Can you imagine if they do finish the tear and, as Charlie Slow says, finish the fight and win the damn thing? Can you imagine that? I sure as hell can't. But as the Baltimore Orioles and the Seattle Mariners are proving, any and everything can happen. And it can happen all at once. Trust me, it can happen all at once. Well, Charlotte Hornets star LaMelo Ball is going back to wearing number 1. What? He's not going to wear he's not going to wear number 2 anymore because he plays like number 2. And that's not a knock against him. That's just him. That's just who he is. According to ESPN, Ball will change his number 2 jersey to number 1 for the 2022 NBA season. Ball said, quote, "I'm not supposed to wear number 2 ever again in my life." Close quote. Ball told the Associated Press in Charlotte this past April. The 20-year-old phenom wore number 1 his entire basketball career before entering the NBA in 2020. Malik Monk, who now plays for the Sacramento Kings, wore the number 1 jersey for the Hornets, prompting Ball to wear number 2, just like his older brother, Lonzo Ball, of the Chicago Bulls. I'll stop there. What? Have you proven anything, LaMelo? I mean, aside of hitting some miraculous shots and some behind the back dishes and all kinds of stuff. Have you? What has LaMelo Ball proven? Hmm? And he's supposed to not wear number 2 ever, according to him? Well, according to me, you haven't done much. According to a few more old school heads, Rod, that's for you. You're not going to do much. You're supposed to be reviving the city of Charlotte. And I got a question, and thank you, Chris Dietz, for formulating this question in my head. Do you want to sound like yourself, LaMelo, or do you want to sound like your father? Because that line right there, I'm not supposed to wear number 2 ever, doesn't sound like a superstar that's on the rise and wants to help his team win. You got to exercise a little bit of humility, and you ain't doing it. I'm not supposed to wear number 2 ever. Your brother does, and he's doing just fine. So why can't you show a little humility, LaMelo Ball? Why can't you show just a wee tinge of I'm going to help my team? I guess humility doesn't exist anymore in a lot of places. And finally, looks like Tom Brady's going to get his tight end after all. After Rob Gronkowski retired, veteran Kyle Rudolph is signing a 1-year contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, giving Brady a new tight end in the wake of Gronkowski's retirement. Excuse me. Rudolph gives Brady and the Buccaneers an experienced tight end to pair with Cam Brate. They have just one other tight end in Cody McElroy, and while he had a good spring, he has played in just one career game. The team selected Cade Otton in the 4th round and Cole Cleft in the 6th round of April's NFL draft. They're going to make this all about Tampa Bay again. They're going to make this all about Tom Brady again. And it's not, and the season hasn't even begun yet. Do me a favor, ESPN, stop the cap, will you please? Just stop. Just cool it, will you? That's our whip around for today. There we go. I want to stay with James Harden for a moment. Philadelphia 76ers are trusting him to bring them a title. Because they sure as hell ain't trusting Embiid. Why do I say they're not trusting Embiid? Because if you were trusting Embiid, you'd make him the number 1 option and not James Harden. You just wouldn't do that. Here's my partner, Cole Johnson. Good morning, Cole.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
I'm staying with this James Harden story, if you want to call it that.
Oh, the fact he's trying to show that he is now unselfish and whatever you want, Daryl, I'm amenable to it. I don't need to break the bank. I just want to win a chip type of story.
Basically. And didn't he try this ish in Houston?
Yeah, to a degree he did. Yeah, to a degree he did. And in fact, that was the biggest selling points to get Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook into town.
Yeah. How did that work out?
3 combined years.
Repeating my question. How did that work out? Oh, it didn't? There's my answer.
No. 3 combined years, and between them, 4 playoff series victories
In 3 years.
in 3 years. Oh, 0 finals appearances
1 conference finals
and
appearance.
1 conference finals appearance.
And they
Bad. And it was and it wasn't Chris Paul's fault.
It sure wasn't. It sure wasn't. Dates is with us. Good morning. He says, "Good morning, sports fans. Good to see you not breaking the rules." ... Yeah. You ain't seen nothing yet, because after the notices I got from YouTube, yeah, I'm gonna have a lot more fun. Yeah, some copyright claims from every time we roll the Bishop Bullwinkle piece.
Oh no.
Yep. Not only that, I have to change the intro now because there are a few copyright claims from, I don't know, the clip we used with Jose Altuve, the clip we used with Steve Pierce,
baseball,
Roger Craig,
NFL,
the piece with Steph Curry highlighting him winning MVP,
Disney.
So it seems like Disney got a little PO'd. Ryan McCoffey with us. Good morning, gentlemen, and good morning to everyone watching.
Good morning, gentlemen.
And good morning to you. Sick Diggy with us. It would seem that in the city of brotherly love, James Harden is putting together another recipe for disaster. Gee, you think?
Look, so as I told you guys.
Oh, Deets, you wrong for this.
Breaking news. The 49ers trade Jimmy Garoppolo to the Brooklyn Nets for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. No, he would Brian would disown the 49ers if that was the case.
I'd walk away and not come. I got enough old school 49er games on my computer.
Now,
and I'll touch this next segment.
Now, as you all know, in my day job, I cover the area where Harden now plies his trade, media wise. And so
is James Harden trying to be Bryce Harper?
Well, he can't, because unfortunately he's on the wrong side of 30 to pull that off. So, but in my work chat, I'm talking to a Philadelphian at the moment. In my work chat, this is verbatim the quote that he said, simply because the 76ers are entertaining moving from where they are now to basically play sort of downtown in Philadelphia. And
2031.
Yeah. And of course, if you all know Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Park and Field and Citizens Banks Park and Wells Fargo Arena are all in the same area. Maybe not even a half mile from one another. Like, you could drive down I-95, you can see all 3 of the buildings. So in talk of that, my one of my colleagues, and we mentioned the Spectrum. I said, man, the Spectrum had more personality to it. Wells Fargo literally looks like a warehouse building right next to I-95. This is what my friend, who is in Philly as we speak, said to me in return. Quote, concerts were better there too. Talking about it was better in the Spectrum there as well. He says, I really don't care where they play. Just pay Harden fanatics money under the table and get a championship. Close quote.
Okay, I'm gonna break the rules.
Oh, sorry. I will now channel you. I will not curse. I will not curse. I will not swear. I will not curse.
Instead, Dolomite, do the honors.
Bitch, are you for real?
And James Harden, you are just so
Tone deaf.
What James Harden needs to do is embrace the fact that I won't even say second banana. I say third banana and try to rear Tyrese Maxey to be the second banana.
He won't.
He won't.
You can stop there. He
if
won't.
This is what Harden needs to do. These two things, and the Sixers will win the championship. If he actually can bring up Tyrese Maxey to be the second option on the Sixers, which I agree with your assessment, sir, and have the only mission on the year for him is to have Joel Embiid win the MVP in 2023.
Okay, I'm going to break a rule. YouTube's going to get mad at me, but I don't care. Hey, Bishop, will any of that happen?
Woo! Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Listen.
By the way, do me a favor.
Stop the cap.
This ain't Julius Erving, Moses Malone, Maurice Cheeks, and Andrew Toney and Bobby Jones we're talking about. This is James Harden, one of the most selfish players in the NBA today. Find the lie.
Well, I mean, look, so the Rockets won a championship with Harden and Dwight Howard. No. The Rockets won a championship with James Harden and Chris Paul. No. Oh, the Rockets won a championship with James Harden and Russell Westbrook. And although you never heard this up in public, the same rationale and reason as to why all three of those players left was because they could not get along with Mr. Harden, who wanted to hog the ball.
Yeah. I think every player on the Sixers should think,
I'm getting too old for this.
Even the youngsters.
Am I wrong? That's all I want to know. Am I wrong?
But yeah, but seriously though, if Harden can actually adhere to make a Tyrese Maxey to be one of the best point guards in the league, to diversify his skill set and to be the number 2 option, and for Joel Embiid to be the MVP, and that's the only thing he's going to focus on, because look, if Embiid's going to be the MVP, the rest will take care of itself, because Embiid would feel as though he's unstoppable. He will play like he's unstoppable, and it would mean that Harden is doing the other things that he doesn't do all that much.
You described this about a certain player, which I'll touch about next segment. I use the same description for James Harden. Jack of most trades, master of none. And they're going to sign him to a 2-year, $68 million deal.
Well, and here's the thing. That's a deal.
That's almost. No, it's not, because that's $68 million wasted.
No, you got to understand. That's a deal to the Sixers. That's a steal, because they think that on the market, Harden would be worth $200 million, maybe even $250 million if he were to go for a supermax contract.
Don't ruin my birthday this early.
Look,
I laugh at that statement.
I know you laugh at that statement. That's why I didn't ruin your birthday. The truth is the truth.
The truth is indeed the truth.
Yeah.
By the way, James Harden. We're joined by Wise El Jefe and
my brothers.
Wise. What's up, baby?
Rod.
What's going on?
Let my Snowman. Let my man Tom Brady be. You know what, Cole? You're the EP. Take us to a break. I'm gonna eviscerate that statement when we get back.
No problem.
And I also have a certain confession planned because I saw a couple of pictures that kind of. Hold on.
Is today not Thursday? Hold on, wait. I just want to know. Today not Thursday? Is today not Thursday?
Wise,
Yes,
you need to understand something. I'm giving myself a couple of birthday presents.
Is it today not Thursday?
Listen, just listen to the sentences I'm about to say. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not swear. I will not swear. I will not cuss. I will
Thank
not
you for
cuss.
blessing me this day, Wise.
Go to break. See, Wise gotten us started already. Go to break.
Watch us in the morning with Cole Johnson. Wise is joining us. It's going to be a wonderful, fantastic day. We'll be right back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Thanks for listening to this episode of Snowman in the Morning. You can support us at Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson every time you shop for fan gear or collectibles at Fanatics. Just visit officialsitmorn.com/fanatics and click on the Fanatics logo. Then shop as planned and we'll get a commission on your sale that will help us a ton. Next time you're going to shop at Fanatics, just visit officialsitmorn.com/fanatics and support our morning show. Thanks.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show.
I am Cole Johnson, and welcome to
Cole Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon, and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
Owen, let's talk for a second.
Hi, Ellen. Come on in.
When you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
It'll come to you.
It won't.
We had a lot to learn about each other. A lot. Hey, that's good. Things were changing so quickly. We didn't know what the future would hold. Any of us. I just wish you felt more at home now. But we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I'm so proud to call you my son.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Well, Dr. K, it is Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch.
It's like
Official
a
SSGM.
combination. That's like a combination of like a British accent and a Southern accent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord.
You should hear my wife do the British accent with the Southern accent.
Oh my gosh!
Twang.
Yes, on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch, you can find this on the
You
official
heard
SSG Morning.
Cole. You heard my wife when that Southern twang gets going.
Oh yeah, I do. Oh, my bad. You know, I have not done you justice, Wise. Hold on a second, brother. And now coming to the plate, number 420, Wise El Jefe. 420.
We just not gonna let that go, are we?
No.
We just not gonna let that go.
I will follow up with the justice. I will follow up.
Everybody's gonna find out if y'all haven't checked the episode that I did for Cole on Revelation. You'll find out what it is.
I listen.
Oh yeah, man, that was great. That was a great time.
I listened to that episode and watched that episode away from my office, and I'm glad I did because my dog caught me in a pool full of laughter, and I had tears in my eyes, and my dog thought, okay, something's wrong with Daddy, and she looked at me, she saw me laughing, and for some reason, I hear her laughing. That was a fabulous episode.
Oh no, we had a great time, man.
Which means next week, you and I, Wise, got to do it again.
Oh, I just had bass on yesterday, and that was.
I saw that.
Man, I wish I was able to catch that. I wish I was able to catch that.
Hey, listen, all the shows that we produce, Cole Sports, Snowman in the Morning, Stuck in My Mind, you can find them all on the BS3 television network, and I'm going to pull them all onto SDM Sports Radio. So if you can't get the video, you can get the audio. You can get them all on the fly. Now, I'm going to give myself a birthday present and pick on my good friend Rod, who said this before we went to break. Let my man Tom Brady be great.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You mean to tell me we have one of those in the crowd? Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We got to deal with that.
Okay.
Let my man Tom Brady be great. I could put Tom Brady and LBJ in the same sentence for the same reason. They're chasing a ghost. You know the ghost that Brady's chasing? Number 16. Now, I know all these Bradyites. Give me the conversation again, please.
Okay, no problem.
All these Bradyites, whom I've had several conversations with.
Oh, Lord.
Would say, I've had several conversations with Bradyites. You need to do one of those and put an S on the end of it.
Conversations with a Bradyite? Oh, Lord.
Conversations with Bradyites.
Oh, Lord.
But Brady has 7 Super Bowls. But Brady has the most passing yards.
And?
7 Super Bowls, most passing yards, and every other quarterback record. This is my response to that.
Well, and also, wait, hold on, and add on.
Go ahead, Wise.
And add on, he has an undefeated sit. Oh wait, no, he doesn't.
No.
Well, hold on.
Thank you.
Wait.
Hey, the New York Football Giants
yes,
got me a ton of chicken that night and a ton of money because I took $20 and turned it into $1,000.
Wait, before you continue.
Yes.
Well, Brady is the greatest also at something else too, and he is the greatest at throwing the most playoff interceptions in NFL history.
Cool McCain riding shotgun with us. He's also a proven cheater. Yeah, we saw the proof. Mr. McCarthy, Giants fan. It was 18 wins and 1 giant loss in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes, it was.
Wait. Two giant losses.
Look at the
one
glow.
in Phoenix. Listen, one in Phoenix and one in Indianapolis, Indiana. I wish I'd gone to that.
Glow on Wise's face. He doesn't even get this happy when we talk Yankees.
Listen, anytime you can stick it to Tom Brady, I love it. I love it.
It's like I said, he's chasing a ghost, and the ghost wears number 16.
Patriots fans can't tell me shit.
They can't tell me a darn thing either.
They can't tell me shit
and they're trying. And the bad part is they're trying. Hey, why?
Yeah.
They're trying to tell you that I don't care how many Super Bowls he wins. I don't care how many passing yards he throws for, because he has no business, no reason, and no purpose to play a 23rd season. Is he in great shape? We'll let the season judge that. Listen,
he can't say that this, my man.
Tom Brady is chasing a ghost.
Well, I don't know why he's still chasing it.
Because Montana has done 2 things that Brady hasn't done. What are those 2 things? Montana never lost a Super Bowl. And Montana never threw a Super Bowl interception. So to all you Bradyites that think Tom Brady is the greatest, my response is the following.
Bitch, are you for real?
It's my birthday and I'm in a damn mood.
We see.
Sick Diggy, way to go. Andrew with us saying good morning. And thank you to all for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. Mr. McCarthy, before we went, must be nifty to be 50. Damn straight. After the past year, after the blood clots and kicking cancer in the ass, and now they're monitoring this to see that cancer doesn't come back. I'm great. It's like I said at the top of the show. You think I'm turning 10 and not turning 50, but I'm having a blast.
Now that's great. If
I'm having a blast.
If that's how you feel, that's wonderful.
All I need right now
today, don't worry.
Huh?
I'm gonna have a drink for you today.
Yo, Wise. Beat you to it.
Oh no, but mine is gonna actually have liquor. It's Friday.
I might get that.
It's my
Saturday.
Later.
It's your Saturday, yeah.
It's my Saturday, yes.
I might get that later, depending on what time wife gets home. But like I said, I feel like I'm turning 10 and not 50. All I need is my wife, my children, and about 200 old school video games and a big ass arcade, and I'm good. McCain joining us. Patriots, I got 2 words for you. Nick Foles. Abso-damn-lutely. Patriots fans, I got this sentence for you. No, let me change my sentence. Tom Brady fans, Bradyites alike, I have this sentence for you. He coughed up the football in the final 2 minutes.
Listen, he's 0-3 versus the NFC East in the Super Bowl. That's all I know.
2 against the Giants, 1 against
the Eagles.
That's all I know.
Wait, speaking of Eagles, hey, I think I can get Cool McCain to join us a little later. He's gonna join.
He said he's open. Yeah,
he's gonna join us later.
That's good, because
I got Clark Monroe for 9:35 today. This is, hey, I wrote the script down, but I'm not following it and being selfish because it's my birthday. No, let me stop. Let me quit, but how come these Bradyites just don't damn quit?
You got to give it to them, man. They are persistent.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, they persistently want me to throw up.
Same here. Same here. Hey, Bradyites, I got a question for you.
Is you for real?
I remember the first time Cole introduced me to that segment on the Daily. I walked out of my office roaring in laughter. And the other time, where is it? No, I'll show that one later. But come on, Bradyites. You're chasing a ghost. And the ghost has long since passed you by. You really expect Tom Brady to be better than Montana?
Right.
And
oh, you filmed it today.
Defense for the Giants beat the 49ers at Candlestick Park on January 13th, 1990, when Matt Barr kicked 5 field goals on the road. That's one of the reasons I got much respect for the New York Football Giants. But for them to pummel Tom Brady into the dirt, not once but twice, beat him up, prevent him from a perfect season, and earn me $1,000 and a ton of chicken that night, I'm good.
Listen, that Super Bowl win for the Giants, that playoff run, it was everybody they beat, they had lost to in the regular season, basically. And it was the revenge tour for me. And they came back and beat everybody in the playoffs.
Because the Patriots beat them 38.
It was a great game. That game was an amazing game.
The last game of the year.
Yeah.
Last game of the year. And Bryant Gumbel, learn about football before you try to call it a game, please.
He's good. He's good in the studio. He's not good in the booth. I've learned
that out in 81.
Greg Gumbel or Brian Gumbel?
Bryant
Gumbel. Listen,
no, Greg Gumbel's
Gumbel's
he's the one that does sports.
Greg Gumbel's real solid.
Yeah, he does. He's the one who does sports, right?
Greg Gumbel from my hometown knows his about sports. About Bryant Gumbel, however, yeah. That's about what I do when I hear Bryant Gumbel. And he did that Patriots-Giants game at the end of the regular season. I'm just glad I was behind the headset calling a basketball game when all that happened. Hey, Bradyites, I got this for you.
You can't handle the truth.
And the truth is, Tom Brady has not, will not, or will ever be all of that. Period. By the way, I'm going to break the rules again. Hey, Bishop Bullwinkle, will Tom Brady ever be better than Joe Montana?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Listen.
Slap the copyright claims all you want. We're still building this channel. We're still building this show, and we're going to run that clip as many times as we can. Period. Why? Because it applies in some cases. Now that I got that out the way. No, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Bradyites, do this for me, will you please? Please stop the cap. Just stop. You expect them to be greater than some of the great quarterbacks that have passed through already?
You big dummy.
I'm done. Take us to break.
Snowman in the morning. Be right back.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Thanks for listening to this episode of Snowman in the Morning. You can support us at Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson every time you shop for fan gear or collectibles at Fanatics. Just visit officialsitmorn.com/fanatics and click on the Fanatics logo. Then shop as planned and we'll get a commission on your sale that will help us a ton. Next time you're going to shop at Fanatics, just visit officialsitmorn.com/fanatics and support our morning show. Thanks.
Discouragement, sorrow, distance. Your arguments cause damage to your family. The hurt leads to divorce. You feel like there is nowhere else to turn. But there is hope for you. That's where we come into play. There is an overcomer that lives inside of you. One ready to take on the world as you leap for joy, living in victory. You'll grow to love yourself and others. There's life after divorce, and you can claim it today. Get Over Divorce, where your new story begins here every Thursday on YouTube and Spreaker.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
He's a 4-time NBA champion, a 2-time league MVP, a member of our 75th anniversary team, and for the first time ever, he's an NBA Finals MVP. The 2022 Bill Russell NBA Finals MVP award goes to Stephen Curry.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait.
Are you kidding me? Do you believe it? It's the hottest of hot takes and the coldest of cold, hard facts. Every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
This Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck. You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
It's official SIT Morn. That's how you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and the TikTok. That's official SIT Morn on those social media platforms. Back at it. Now we're number one of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. With Brian, with Wise, I am Cole, and
we're gonna do the. Let's go off the board here.
Joker. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
What video? Here's a question of the day. What video game ate most of your allowance growing up?
Oh,
we're going way off.
As far as arcade game, like
yeah.
when you go to the arcade,
yeah.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah.
NBA Jams would be one of them.
There, yeah. Guilty as charged. I couldn't play worth a damn, but it ate my allowance.
NBA Jams definitely was one of them, and actually, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video game, arcade game, was one
the 4-player game.
4-player one, yeah.
Yes. I like I said, some of these, like when they started advancing, like in the early '90s, to all the fighting games, Street Fighter and everything, and the 4-player games, I played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I also played X-Men, both the 4-player fighting games. Couldn't play worth a damn on either of them. Well, it's like I told a friend of mine who was trying to convince me to get a PlayStation or beyond. I said, my video game rules are simple. Left, right, up, down, shoot. That's it. That's it. Can it do any of those functions? If not, I'm not interested. And this is especially why, and all the Madden players are going to get mad at me for saying this, but I have to be real. This is why I avoided Madden. Too many doggone combinations for me to remember. I'm old, damn it.
So when they first started, it was simple. It was X,
Yeah.
Y.
Yeah.
Now you got a whole bunch of different. You got to hold the stick back and do it. I stopped once it stopped being simple.
Once it was like, okay, so to lay out a play, you have to go with the stick. Once we did that, I was like, okay, my days of playing Madden are over.
I will say another game that ate up my allowance or salary in some cases was NFL Blitz.
Oh yeah, I used to like playing Blitz.
NFL Blitz.
Yeah, I liked it too.
It was the NFL's version of NBA Jams.
Yes. Yeah, NBA Jam came out, and then NFL Blitz came out, and I played them both. I wasted so much money on NFL Blitz; it's not even funny. And you didn't have to remember any combinations. All you had to do was just choose the play and go. Simplicity.
Well, what was the cheat code? Up, left, up, down, left, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember the rest. It's been so long.
Oh wow!
How about this one? Anybody remember this sound?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or the sound I hear whenever I get a text message.
Oh, that's Mario.
Yeah. That's straight up Mario.
Another game that where is it? Ate up all my allowance.
Mortal Kombat would have been, definitely.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat's one of them.
Not only that, this one did it for me.
Oh,
that was
Pac-Man.
that was the
You know
first one. That was
actually,
the first
Miss
one. Miss
Pac-Man was actually much more popular.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
And I enjoyed playing Miss Pac-Man much more, honestly.
I played them both.
I did.
played them both.
I mean, I remember my dad would give me $20 a week for allowance. I'd split it in half. 10 would go in Pac-Man, 10 would go in Miss Pac-Man. Okay. Couple others: Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was there. That was my military days. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the last ones where I spent all of my allowance on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Street Fighter 2, when you had to choose a character, you would hear this.
Give it to me now.
Ow! And if you happen to get through all of the fighters, especially in the early days of Street Fighter 2, you'd see 3 extras pop up. And the first one was this. That, of course, is Balrog's theme. I would play this sometimes as my warm-up, but then YouTube got PC and we don't want you to get in any trouble. I'm already in trouble because I tell the truth on my sports show. What's wrong with that?
Oh man! And then of course my favorite you get into it now. My favorite thing ever from Mortal Kombat. Finish him.
Yes.
Oh.
And to answer 6 question, I love Donkey Kong. That's one of the original. That's where Mario started out, was Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah. Love Donkey Kong.
Not only finish him, you got this.
Fatality.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. You said finished him? Here you go.
Finish him.
Gunkin.
No, that's Street Fighter.
I know that's Street Fighter. But that just popped in my head.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or me not cussing, disguising it in Street Fighter. Oh shit.
Yep. Flawless victory.
Yes. Got to have that. And Sig Diggy backs it up with this character. Who was your favorite
Oh,
MK character?
no question. Sub-Zero.
I have 3.
I like
Sub-Zero,
Scorpion.
Liu Kang, and Kung Lao after Mortal Kombat 2.
I like Scorpion.
Let's see, there was just something about
Sub-Zero.
It was just something about Sub-Zero. Ben in the chat with us. Happy 50th birthday, Snowman. Thank you very much.
I just love freezing fools, especially
with the answer.
I was Johnny Cage.
I love
personally.
you, Sick, for this.
Tiger uppercut. Yeah.
Yes, I got.
I just I loved when I love when I would get to the finishing part. I just freeze. I just freeze the sucker. I walk up and just boom, give him an uppercut. And see him just crumbling ice cubes. I loved it.
I love what Sick Diggy just put in. Tiger, uppercut. That's what we do to people that try to challenge our show. How about that? I love these.
Have mercy.
Sub-Zero, Jackson, and Scorpion. Eagle versus Patriots 1-1. Yeah, but you lost to the same team in the Super Bowl twice.
I forgot about that. I forgot about the McNabb.
The McNabb era, yeah.
The
McNabb Terrell Owens era.
Terrell Owens debacle.
Okay, all I got to say, I'll repeat a comment that was said earlier. Nick Foles, Rod.
Man, that has to be sad.
How about this?
The greatest quarterback of all time.
Manning.
Hey,
the greatest quarterback of all time losing to Eli Manning twice and a backup quarterback.
And a backup.
That ain't no greatest QB of all time.
I'm going to find all these. This is my assignment for the day. I'm going to find all the Mortal Kombat sounds and install them into my sound base.
Okay.
The Street Fighter Mortal Kombat sounds, and I'm going to put them all in my sound base. And Friday, since it's usually our off schedule day anyway, I'm going to have them all at the ready to play. Okay, this is where I mess with Rod by saying one statement and one statement only. Stop living in the past.
There's another team that also has 6 Super Bowls, man.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
And they got there first, so okay.
Pragmatic Prime joining us. What about Marvel versus Capcom? Oh, God.
That was a bomb game. Yes.
Marvel versus Capcom.
That ate up my money.
1 and 2.
That ate up my money as an adult.
Because remember, you had Marvel, you had X-Men versus Street Fighter, then you had Marvel Superheroes, Marvel versus Capcom 1, 2, and 3. I love it. Foles gave the Bradyites a Shuriken. Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh, you got it?
I have that sound.
Okay.
Let me find it. And I got something coming that'll help with
so on YouTube, on YouTube they have a Mortal Kombat sound effects thing, so you can probably get it from there.
Yes. And I plan to have it. You know what? Let's go to a movie. You know what Nick Foles said to Tom Brady?
Say hello to my little friend.
Oh man, a classic. Scar to the face.
Yep. I'll have to reload the Mortal Kombat sounds. But Nick Foles said to Tom Brady,
"Shut up, fool."
Shuriken.
Shut up, fool.
Not Mr. T. Oh Lord.
My friend Victor brought that sound to me. He brought that sound to me because anybody, for you, Cole, it would be anyone that disparages the original Clutch City, Olajuwon and company.
That's right.
Look him in the eye and tell him,
"Shut up, fool."
And for Wise, it's too easy. Anybody that disparages Tom Coughlin and the Giants, who beat the Patriots twice, just tell them,
"Shut up, fool."
Actually, yeah, you can tell them that. You also could tell them this whenever they clown you, Mr. Snow, about Jordan, or whether they want to get on your pinstripes or say the Big Blue sucks, or that the Knicks are horrible, or for me when they trash the Astros or the Rockets, just say this to them.
I don't remember asking you a thing.
They can't really clown the Astros because they can't. Not the Rockets.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it.
Happy birthday, Mr. Snowman.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh man. I'm enjoying number 50 so far today, man.
Good.
Let's continue. Let's do a reset and we'll continue this award-winning sports show with some award-winning video game talk because Pragmatic Prime just gave us a question in the chat, which I'm really gonna dive into. But first, hour 2 begins right about.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Michael Jordan against Danny Ainge. Michael on the drive across the lane. Turnaround shot. Got it. 63 for Jordan. The game is tied at 131 with 110 left. A new NBA record has been set in the Boston Garden by an all-time great. I don't care if he's only played a year and change. He ranks right up there with the all-timers.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait.
Are you kidding me? Do you believe it?
Thank you to the late, great Jim Durham and Johnny Kerr.
The real king.
Bron sexual that comes to me saying, oh, Bron did this at an early age. Bron did that at an early age. Listen to the words of Jim Durham. Quote, I don't care if he's only played a year and change. He ranks right up there with the all-timers. Nah.
AKA.
Oh.
AKA.
I don't remember asking you a thing.
Period. All right. More video game talk as we begin hour 2. And we're off the board. We're off the board today. Where's Pragmatic Prime? Here it is. Did y'all ever play any of the racing arcade games? Turbo, Pole Position, TX1, all of them. Played them all.
Look, Pragmatic. Brian and I one time we were co-hosting. I think this was like 5-6 months ago, and we for a full 20 minutes talked about pole position.
Yes, yes, we did. Yes, we did. I mean, the Fuji track was something else when I first got introduced to pole position. But then they decided to up the ante a year later and not only include the Fuji and a test track, the Suzuka and the Seaside.
Oh,
and you looked at those tracks and went, how the hell am I going to navigate this?
Yeah.
Oh, Pragmatic, I love you. I love you for this. Mine was Cruising USA. I remember that.
I saw that game. I don't think I played it, but I saw it.
And Cruising World. When I was going through a tough time in Chicago back in 2000, and I may as well go ahead and hell, I'm 50. I can go ahead and say this aloud. When I was homeless. Look, I'm tired of playing with kid gloves. Okay,
this is what's so funny. You know, when we were younger and we saw someone who actually would get to our ages now, and especially if they have what you're having now, when they actually tell them turning 50, they basically just have an F you attitude. We saw that and we were thinking, why is it that they feel so? I don't understand it. Now we do.
Oh, man, please. Man, please. AB Media in the house joining us from Indianapolis, Indiana. Good to have you. I understand the attitude now. When I was homeless in Chicago, the Greyhound station was one of my frequent hangouts for 2 reasons. 1, food, and 2, the video games they had. And one of them was Cruising. And whenever I would get some cash, right in there. Now I'm happy to say I am no longer homeless. I am happily married. I'm surrounded by children and grandchildren. And John, that critical Broncos fan, I like to use this chant like I did for my mom's 50th birthday. We are 50 and we are proud. Damn straight.
Oh,
I'm very proud. And get Samuel L. ready for me, my friend.
All right, go ahead.
To everyone that supported me, especially in the last 10 years when I was going through hell in a handbasket, from being homeless to finding a place to damn near ending my life in 2018, I thank you. For those of you that thought I wouldn't come back from any of that, Samuel L. said it best.
I don't remember asking you a thing.
Thank you. I'm 50 today and I'm damn proud. Crazy Taxi. Yeah, did that one. Did that one
Crazy
in an
Taxi.
arcade in
I
Chicago.
did play it a couple times, yeah.
Do you remember the game? There's a game that came out in 88. Do y'all remember the game Chase HQ? There's a driving game. I saw a clip of it on YouTube and I remember playing it. You would chase down a criminal and you would have to bump his car several times.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I remember playing that. Thank you, Pragmatic Prime. It's like I said at the top of the show, and I made Cole smile with this sentence. You'd think I was turning 10 and not 50. Man, I feel wonderful. I took my last cup of cafe mocha yesterday and I poured it down the sink because my wife looked at me and said, "You don't need all that caffeine." So I'm double loaded with ice water. Oh, actually, this is tea. I got my ice water, and I'm going cold turkey. You know what, A Pizzle? I would say that I liked Hydro Thunder until I played it in an arcade when you could sit down and play it. And it ate up $20. But Hydro Thunder was fun. I never saw Need for Speed. I'm just so used to pole position 2. Cole, I got one for you. Turbo.
Oh no, now you're talking.
Turbo.
Now you're talking.
Me personally, I was an Outrun guy, especially when I get to play with music.
Outrun was sweet. They had a stand-up version and they had a cockpit version.
I was a stand-up version for me.
You played the stand-up version? Yeah. AB Media, San Francisco Rush. I gotta look that one up. My game was the Simpsons game. Did that. I never raced with the old school bus talking about Cruising USA. No, I raced with the Hummer. When I played Cruising, I always played with the Hummer. And some of my friends who would come to the arcade with me and play the game with me, why do you always play with the Hummer? I am 6 feet 5 inches tall, okay?
Right.
Every other car you see in that game, I would have a leg hanging out of it, or I'd have to do what they did, what Bubba did in Police Academy. I'd have to rip out the front seat and sit in the back. Matter of fact, with 2 years ago, when my wife and I went car shopping, we were in North Carolina and we saw this went to this dealership and we saw a convertible on the showroom floor. Jody looked at me and I looked at her and we both started cracking up. And she goes, "Why don't you try to get in it?" I said, "Hell no, I'm not trying to get in that thing." And she's dying laughing. The salesman who approached us was 6'8". And he looked at me, he said, "You don't want to get in that because it would break." And I looked at him and I said, "What are you, about 6'7"? He said 6'8". And imagine me sitting in that thing. we lost it. And we walked out with a car that day.
Great salesman.
Mm-hmm. Now, the next one I'm going to buy. Well, first, I'm going to take care of my wife first for Christmas and buy her a truck. And her only requirement is that it's not too tall. So that eliminated the 250. It might eliminate some of the 150s. I think what we're going to sell. I think what we're going to do is get a Silverado. Me, she already chose the vehicle for me. And the only word I have to say is suburban.
Okay. All right.
So as long as you put a trailer on that thing and I can help, I'm good. Because the farm we're going to get is a bigger one than one we have now, where both of us can haul things. AP Media joining us. For the record, the Simpsons game and Mortal Kombat 1 and 3 games are the only arcades I ever beat. Nice. Very nice. I got so close with Mortal Kombat 3. I got to Shao Kahn, and he kicked my ass. And Sick Diggy, Bubba Smith was great as Moses Hightower. That's the name I'm looking for. Moses Hightower in Police Academy. That's what I'd have to do. That's what I'd have to. I just saw this game online recently.
Area 51? Yeah.
Area 51.
It's been a minute I've seen that game.
That's one of those when you have a bad day and you need to let out some aggression. That's one of those. That's what, you hear that song, and that song would be specifically speaking to you in the arcade, and all you see is Area 51 or Time Crisis, and you just think, I'm not leaving until I get all this aggression out of me, and you just unload for however long you're there or however how much cash you have. Because and now arcades have gotten to the point where they don't give you change, they give you tokens.
Right.
Remember when games were just a quarter?
What's that? What? A quarter? What is that?
Yeah, games were just a quarter.
Games were just a quarter.
I remember that.
And when you would find a quarter somewhere, you don't put it in your pocket. You go look for an arcade game to play. Like, I got this shiny quarter, and my ass is going to use it right now. For all of you that haven't experienced the, no, I'm not going to. Well, that's all I got to say. And there's this. That's one of those where you're like, okay, game over. All right, Cole, go ahead and take off, buddy.
All right.
I love you. Thank you so
love
much.
You too, man. And have a wonderful, great day, brother.
I most certainly am. Thank you so much.
No problem. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much.
All right,
that's Cole Johnson. He's stepping away for the day. So me and Wise are going to take a break, and we're going to continue this conversation. Where will it go next? No one knows, but you'll find out. And by the way, Wise, I tore this set apart and put it back together. So unlike last Thursday, there will be no interference and no interruptions except this one. Wise and I will be back to help take you through this second hour of Snowman in the Morning. Back in a flash.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Hope you're enjoying this program. You know, with all of the DFS organizations that are popping up, you need to have one that will give you more chances to win more money. One that is unique and one that is ready for you to win. That's where Monkey Knife Fight comes in. With Monkey Knife Fight, you can play different games around different events and increase your chances in winning money. And what better time than to do it now? With sports back in full swing, including Major League Baseball and the NFL on the horizon, there are more games to play, more choices to make, and of course, more money to make. And right now, when you go to Monkey Knife Fight, you can use the code Snowman and get a 100% match on up to $100 on your first deposit. It's real simple to do. Just go to monkeyknifefight.com, use the code Snowman, that's me, and get a full 100% match on up to $100 with your first deposit. Monkey Knife Fight. Take a chance. Win some money. Play some games. And when you sign up, tell them that Snowman sent you.
Of course, Steph Curry, Tim Anderson, Jordan Alvarez.
And it's caught! Deebo Samuel with the catch.
Michael Jordan can sense. The throw just got the king.
BS3 Network.
The hottest of hot takes. The coldest of cold, hard facts. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
There they go. 3-2 pitch. Fly ball deep left field. Hooking down the line. Hooking. There she goes. A grand slam. The Blue Jays have done it again. Steve Pearce with a 2-out grand slam to beat Oakland 8-4. Another walk-off home run after Morales did it last night. Home run number 9. His sweetest as a Blue Jay in 2017.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait.
Are you kidding me?
Do you believe it?
It's the hottest of hot takes and the coldest of cold, hard facts. Every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.
Owen, let's talk for a second.
Hi, Ellen. Come on in.
When you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
It'll come to you.
It won't.
We had a lot to learn about each other. A lot. Hey, looks good. Things were changing so quickly. We didn't know what the future would hold. Any of us. I just wish he felt more at home now. But we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
All right, I guess we're back.
Oh, that was quick.
I
didn't put an ending to that pack. Oops. When you're up at 2 a.m. in the morning editing stuff, you forget parts. I forgot a part to that. I'll have to redo that. That's Wise. I'm the Snowman. We're having fun today, and so has a question for you.
Yes, he does. Yes, Sick. Prior to me podcasting, I was the ultimate gamer. I played GTA, PS4. I played Destiny 2. I was into video games, and then I started podcasting, and now my PlayStation is just over there
collecting dust.
Yes.
But
that's
see,
like I don't know.
Podcasting, you found your niche.
Oh yeah, I found what I love to do.
I
love video games. I love video games. Don't get it twisted. But the wife pointed it out to me. She was like, "Yo, since you started podcasting, you just neglected your PlayStation. It's over there collecting dust. I don't think any of my controls are charged or whatever." But it's because I love podcasting, man.
See,
I love
Wise does the same. Wise is the same thing, same way I am. You found your niche with podcasting as I have, and you're like, the hell with everything else.
Listen, I love doing this, man. I'm blessed to find what I love to do.
Yes,
I am. I wish
not many people find that. Not many people find that, and I'm so blessed to call you a brother. Forget a friend. I'm so blessed to call you a brother in life as well as in podcasting and sportscasting. When you repeatedly would tell Cole and I, thank you for giving you an opportunity. I saw in you a way not only that you can contribute to the show, but you can have fun with our morning show. And you, my friend, especially when I went under the knife, you and Cole took it and ran with it, and I couldn't be more proud of you. I mean
Thank
that.
you. I really appreciate. Like I was told Brace on when we recorded the show yesterday, I've been blessed to connect with you, to connect with Cole, to connect with Bass, because you guys have so much experience, and I get to learn from you guys. I get to just watch y'all work and do what y'all do. That just inspires me to be great, because you guys push me. Like I told Cole when I went on his show Revelations, I said, "Yo, bro, doing this show with you right now just made me realize I got to step my game up. I do. I got to step my game up, because that man is amazing.
He's a
producing savant.
He's a producing fool.
My man.
That's why I'm gonna have him redo my intro.
Bro, I already spoke to him about redoing my intro and outro, and he's listen.
Oh, when he did the intro for you for the
trailer,
he did my trailer. When he did your trailer, man, and then he surprised me with the commercial I played for Snowman in the morning, and then
everybody's been telling me, yo, that trailer is dope, and I'm like, yeah, I'm blessed to have a brother like Cole Johnson that's blessed me with such an amazing piece of work.
Man, we're so blessed to have Cole as a part of the team, and it is a team, folks. Yeah, it is a team. That's why I had no qualms whatsoever in appointing him my executive producer. He's a producing fool, and I love him. I'm going to charge him with redoing the intro and just making one intro for this show and have it be consistent. I mean, I love the different clips that I put in, but man,
I could imagine what my man can do.
I know he can make it off. I know he could do it off he can make it off the charts. Nice episode with Chris Bass, Wise. Man, the episode you did with Bass, it's like I always say it before my baseball broadcast: sit back, relax, and strap it down.
It was just two brothers having a conversation, man, and just having. And like I told him, to be able to sit down and speak with him is a blessing, man. Because I tune into his show every Friday to learn something, just to see what he's doing, how he's doing it.
Yep.
And that just goes to show me that I got some work to do. Like
we all do. We all do.
But like I told him, I consider him even though we've just met, I consider him a mentor. Because this man has over 30 years of experience.
Yep.
That I can learn from. And to be able to, and there's nothing better than to build these relationships with people that know so much more than you, and are willing to share this knowledge for free.
Exactly.
Not doing courses,
not charging anybody, no courses. It's like you ask him a question and they have an answer.
He's an open book. My brother's an open book. He tells you, listen, if you have a question, reach out, brother.
Yeah,
I'll help you out with anything.
I say the same thing to you and Cole and everyone, because I still have a lot to learn in doing this. What's helped me in the past year has been consistency.
Yeah.
Choosing a time, being ready to go. Cole's redoing my intro, and I'm going to put a time limit on it because I want to premiere it tomorrow or Monday.
I was like, yo, brother, I need to know how much you're going to charge. Not charge me for an intro or whatever, but just charge what he charged the general public. Just the general. And I'm like, all right, I'm about to get you some sales because I'm about to go pimp you out. I'm going to
do the same. I'm going to do the same thing,
said, brother. This is whatever you can make off or whatever. He gave me a price. I said, okay, you gave me that price. This is the price I'm gonna give, and we all gonna eat.
Yes.
Yes. I gotta bring my brother some business. I have to bring my brother some business because this man is amazing.
Speaking of bringing some business, I have you to thank for Real Wise Radio being one of the carriers of this show. Because, folks, Wise came to me before I could even approach him. And he didn't put it in the form of a question. He said, you are putting your show on my radio network. Huh?
We're brothers though, but that's
Yes.
what we do, man. We
Yep.
and like we work on that's why I was asking you about the relay so we can show Cool and his partner how to do it so they can go live on the station as well.
I will definitely.
Cool, yeah. Brian is gonna explain because I don't do relays. I don't know how to do it, but he knows how to do it.
I will definitely get Cool hooked up so he can bring his content to my station and to Real Wise Radio, and we are also on TuneIn this morning. So if you're on the go, you can
you find us on multiple platforms. Yeah, on the go, we are on multiple platforms. So that's what we want.
Yes, we are. And like I said, Wise just came to me and said, "You're putting your show on my network, huh?" Like this is what we do. This is what we do for each other. This is what we do. This is exactly what we do. We're presented by Black Lion Security Firm LLC, the protection of the pride of protection with the protection of pride. And we're also presented by Fanatics, where sports fans shop. Go to officialsitmorn.com/fanatics. I will have that page ready today. I have my schedule. What I started doing was writing down my daily schedule because Nurse Namastasia, who joins me on Wednesdays, said, "You got too much clogged up in your head. Write it down on paper and get it out of your head." So even with the guest slots, I wrote down my schedule, and that's going to become a habit because I always tell this funny story. I came in from Walmart one day and I had 3 different notebooks, 3 different sizes. And my wife looked at me and says, "What are you doing?" And I got busted. I said, "I brought a couple of notebooks." And she forbade me from bringing another notebook in the house. And I said, "But honey," and she says, "Come here a minute." We walked in her office and she had this box, which is sitting behind me right now, full of notebooks and notepads. I said, "Oh, hell yeah, I'm in heaven." Anytime I need to write something, I don't need to go to Walmart anymore to get notebooks. My wife has a box of them.
Listen, every person should have a notepad in front of them.
Dog.
It's like,
just a minute. Just a minute.
But that's something I've been learning. That's something I've been learning personally to apply myself. To apply myself is to actually have the notebook.
Don't get it twisted. I love using technology, but I'm old school.
It's not even about being old school. It's actually writing it down, having you come and you put it down on paper and you put the energy on it, especially when it comes to your goals and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's more feeling to it when you're actually writing it down, not typing it up on a computer or whatever it is. It's when you really
when you put pen to paper,
yes, that's really you putting it out to the universe, like
yeah, that's when you're putting it out to everybody. Sick Diggy, what would you do without her? I wouldn't be here if it weren't for her. And I'm going back to last year when I had blood clots in my lungs. Were it not for her and my daughter Sonia, especially my daughter Sonia, because when I fell, Sonia was the first one up and raced into the kitchen. She got emergency personnel on the line. Then my wife came in and helped describe what's going on. I would not be here. I would not be here. And I know he's asking this question in reference to the notebooks, but in many ways I wouldn't be here. Let's take another break, and then Clark Monroe will join me to talk all things Toronto Blue Jays and some hockey. Yeah, we got that and a whole bunch of stuff. Wise and the Snowman taking you through hour 2 of Snowman in the Morning. Clark Monroe is next after the break.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Thanks for listening to this episode of Snowman in the Morning. You can support us at Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson every time you shop for fan gear or collectibles at Fanatics. Just visit officialsitmorn.com/fanatics and click on the Fanatics logo. Then shop as planned and we'll get a commission on your sale that will help us a ton. Next time you're going to shop at Fanatics, just visit officialsitmorn.com/fanatics and support our morning show. Thanks.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show.
I am Cole Johnson, and welcome to
Cole Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon, and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
Owen, let's talk for a second.
Hi, Ellen. Come on in.
When you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
It'll come to you.
It won't.
We had a lot to learn about each other. A lot. Hey, looks good. Things were changing so quickly. We didn't know what the future would hold. Any of us. I just wish he felt more at home now. But we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Sometimes you gotta have a spirit animal with you. And here's mine, one of them. You all have seen her before. This is my little Lucy. And Lucy played a part in keeping me here because she kind of ran to my side when I fell last year. I just started licking my face. This is a little terrier, little Jack Russell Terrier. And for a while after I got out of the hospital, I couldn't pick you up. Could I, Lucy? I couldn't pick you up. And she's one of the reasons I'm here today. All right, go on to bed. Now she doesn't want to get down. Now she doesn't want to get down. All right. Let's have a let's have a moment in the sun. Let's since I have Clark Monroe on the way. In fact, he is.
There you go.
He's standing by right now, but we're going to go back a few years. Remember when Steve Pearce and Jerry Howard did this?
There they go. 3-2 pitch. Fly ball deep left field. Hooking down the line. Hooking. There she goes. A grand slam. The Blue Jays have done it again. Steve Pearce with a 2-out grand slam to beat Oakland 8-4. Another walk-off home run after Morales did it last night. Home run number 9. His sweetest as a Blue Jay in 2017.
That was 4 years ago, and Clark Monroe joins us now. I figured that would be an appropriate intro for you. Good morning, sir.
Absolutely. Good morning, Brian. Can you guys hear me okay? Everything good?
Yeah, we got you fine. We got you fine, man. All right, what's
funny
going
fact,
on?
just if I can step in really quick, Steve Pearce, fun story about Steve Pearce. We traded Steve Pearce to Boston for current All-Star Santiago Espinal. So it worked out good for everybody because Steve Pearce ended up winning World Series MVP. Santiago Espinal is an all-star everyday second baseman for the Jays now.
With three home runs in a clinching game against the Dodgers.
Absolutely.
And that was 2018. Speaking of the Blue Jays, I'm a little worried for them. What's going on? They fired Charlie Montoyo. Why do you think they did that?
Yeah, Charlie, he got into a situation, Brian, where he just seemed to be outmanaged a lot, and I don't know if it was necessarily him or the tools he was given to manage like the players or the whatever it was, but for whatever reason I think the players kind of lost faith in him a little bit. He used to be a rah like player guy when he got in there, and all the players were young, but I think now that some of those young players like Vladdy and Bo and Kevin Biggio and all those names, now that they're a little bit older, they're very competitive players, and I think they want to win so bad. And it kind of got to a point where it seemed like Charlie Montoyo was still trying to just be everybody's friend and be everybody's, nice guy. And I think that those guys are ready to take another step. So I think that John Schneider, who's replacing him, has been with those guys since they came up in the minors. He's a very driven manager. He wants to be super aggressive, and I know everybody loves watching aggressive baseball, watching aggressive running on the base paths. And so far, he's kind of shown that he's going to be that guy. So I think it's the right move. It seemed like the fan base was losing interest in Charlie Montoyo. The players especially seemed to lose interest. And I don't think it was his fault. I think that's just the way he managed. And I think if you could put Charlie Montoyo back to what he was doing before managing, where he was just a bench coach, that's the role for him. He's an effort guy. He's a morale guy. He's a rah guy. But when it came to managing, it just seemed like his decisions just weren't working out every day. And when a team wants to win and they're not, it just happens.
And remember last year, they were on the cusp. They were one game away from getting to the playoffs. Can Schneider, beginning of the second half of the year, can Schneider get them over the hump and get them back into the playoffs?
Well, I think now that Charlie's gone and John's in, I think now it becomes on the players, and I think that on the management to make a couple of moves to fill some holes, because there's definitely holes with this team. When you look at it, they need some bullpen help. Who doesn't? They need probably one extra left-handed bat. So they need a couple of things, and if they can get those things, then it turns on to the players, and those players need to take a step. They need to get better. They need to play consistently, and if they can do that, they have the roster to do it. They just need to do it every day.
Producer Clark joining us from north of the border. Speaking of north of the border, I'm now hooked on the CFL, and I have been watching Friday night games courtesy of ESPN Plus, and that's how I found out about Nathan Rourke and Zach Collaros, because I'm now fully invested in diving in to the CFL. And I begin with this as we begin our CFL conversation. Can the Bombers make it 3 in a row, or is there a team that is going to stop them?
That's a great question. I'm going to say no. I think in terms of that, nobody can stop them. I think they're just such a good team, and they have been for a few years. The way that they built their roster was so smart because they found a guy in Zach Collaros, University of Cincinnati product, by the way, for those who are watching. He's come in, and what he did before he came to Winnipeg was basically he was a walking Band-Aid. He was hurt all the time. He had major concussion issues, but every time he hit the field, he would win games. He was here in Saskatchewan. He was our quarterback for 2 seasons. He went like 12-6 or something like that. Great record in our league. But he couldn't stay on the field. He was always getting carted off with a major concussion or a shoulder issue or something, a leg issue. So what Winnipeg did was they kind of waited it out, waited for him to get a little healthy, and they made a nifty little trade a couple years ago before the pandemic where they got Zach Collaros for basically nothing. And they made sure he was healthy. I think they did some due diligence on him, and he's come in and basically they haven't looked back. They've barely lost a game since he's gotten there. They're undefeated this year. Their defense is unbelievable, and it's been the same group of guys for the last 3 seasons. They've got defensive MVPs. They've got more than one. They've got young guys making plays. They've got veterans coming in on small deals to fill roles, and it's just such a well-oiled machine there. Their offense is clicking. They're not like a flashy offense, but they just make everything work well. So when that happens, you win games, especially in the CFL where there's only 3 downs. You don't have a chance to make mistakes, and they just don't make mistakes. That's their biggest things. They don't make mistakes. So, yeah, I think they're winning 3 back to back to back. I think so.
I think so too. And Greg Ellingson, their wide receiver, has made some fabulous plays just in the last couple of games alone. And I think 3 of the last 4 games, he's had at least 150 yards receiving. That's a product of the offense, them being able to run the ball and then allowing Zach Collaros to do his thing. How big has Ellingson been for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers?
Amazing. He's been huge. And the funniest part about that is he was one of those free agents, and this happens in the NFL all the time. This happens in every league all the time. One of those free agents where he waited a couple days too long and there wasn't any money out there for him. He was probably going to be one of the higher paid receivers in the league, but he didn't take a deal right away, and then it kind of lingered a little bit. And he signed in Winnipeg, and as soon as he did, I was like, I guarantee he's going to lead the league in receiving because he's going there on a cheap deal. The rest of the offense is already good, and he just kind of slides in and fits a perfect role. And he's blossoming. He's been one of the best guys in the league in terms of his hands. Like he catches everything. He's athletic. He's not overly fast, but he catches everything. So he's just one of those safety blankets that you can throw it to him at any time, any situation. He can go deep. He can run any route, and he's just such a professional at what he does, and that's why he's so good. And he has been for years. He just waited a little too long, and Winnipeg scooped him up.
Clark Monroe joining us from north of the border in Saskatchewan. We're talking all things CFL at the moment. 2 consecutive games for the Blue Bombers. They beat undefeated teams. They whacked the BC Lions, who had the top offense until that game. And then they held on against the Calgary Stampeders. And it's a contender pretender type of thing. When you beat 2 undefeated teams and they get a young Edmonton Elks team tomorrow, and they're on the road in Edmonton, which is Commonwealth Stadium is always a tough place to play.
It is.
But 2 consecutive wins against undefeated teams and 2 different styles of wins. I'm sold. I'm sold.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing with them, and I kind of said it earlier, but they've had the same group of guys for the most part. Their offensive line is probably the best that we've seen in the CFL for 10 years. Their defensive line is probably the best that we've seen in the CFL for the last five or 6 years. And you know how it is, guys. You both know football is football. I know it's the north of the border football. If you have the best defensive and offensive lines, you're going to win most games. And that's true up here just as it is down south. And they can just control games. They control games, and they've done it for years. They can beat you with a lot of offense. They can beat you with a lot of defense. They can do it all. And because they've been together, because they've won two Grey Cups in a row, they know how to win games in different ways, and they have the players to do it. So with BC, they have that young quarterback, Nathan Rourke from the University of Ohio. He's come up. He's the first Canadian starting quarterback. He has a lot in a long time. He has a lot of hype around him. He's putting up huge numbers, 400, 500-yard passing games. And Winnipeg just knows how to shut them down because that's what they do. They just shut guys down and they pick you apart. And then they go into, like you said, Calgary. Bo Levi Mitchell, University of Washington State, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to connect to the Americans, so I know who probably don't remember these names, but they're from these big universities. But Bo Levi Mitchell has been one of the best quarterbacks in this league for years. And he comes in, and Calgary's shown a few weaknesses here and there, and Winnipeg just knows exactly how to pick you apart when you have those weaknesses. And now they're going to Edmonton, who they haven't been very good this year. And yes, Commonwealth is a tough stadium to play because it's massive, and hopefully they're getting some good fan base going there. But they haven't been very good this year, Brian, and I'm just worried that Winnipeg's just going to, again, just analytically pick them apart as they go, and it probably won't be a close one.
First of 3 for the Blue Bombers on the road. They go to Edmonton. They go through Alberta this week. They go to Edmonton. Then they go to Calgary, and then Molson Stadium in Montreal. And each one of these 3 games, especially the Elks and the Alouettes, those 2 out of the 3-game road stretch could be a trap game for the Blue Bombers. But it's like you said, they find a weakness. They could be down in the game, but they find a weakness, and they will pick you apart. Let's look at the Alouettes. They've been up and down this year, to say the least. And then I'm expecting Winnipeg to win the next 2 games. And then they go to Montreal. Classic setup for a trap game. Talk to me about the Alouettes.
Yeah, so they got a new ownership in this offseason, and with that comes a lot of changes, as you guys know. In any sport, when you get a new owner, stuff changes. They made a few roster decisions and brought in a few extra guys. I mean, quarterback Trevor Harris came in to battle with quarterback Vernon Adams Jr., University of Oregon. Shout out Vernon Adams Jr.
Yep.
But the 2 of them, obviously, they're very good quarterbacks. They've been in the league for a while. Trevor Harris a little longer, and Trevor Harris is your more traditional pocket quarterback, whereas Vernon Adams is kind of an athletic freak. He can run all over the field and make plays.
Yes.
And with that in mind, Vernon Adams was the starter. A couple games in, he gets hurt. Trevor Harris comes in, and they've kind of been battling back and forth ever since. I think Trevor Harris has been getting the majority of the starts ever since. And they fired their head coach, it was a kind of a surprising move. Kahari Jones was the head coach there. He's been a longtime quarterback in the league. He's been a successful offensive coordinator. And when he got to Montreal a few years ago, he was kind of a turnaround force. Like, he came in there and just like completely changed the attitude of that team. After they struggled for a few years, they were on a winning trend. They lose a couple of games, and with the new ownership in there, they decided to make a change and fire him. And the general manager took over as head coach. And he's been a head coach in the league before, so this isn't surprising. This has happened before with him. He's fired head coaches and taken over. So it's not surprising. Danny Machocha is his name. And with that, they're playing very undisciplined. They were taking a lot of penalties. And they just didn't seem to kind of put it together. They have talent all over the team, but they just weren't putting it together. So I think it's now at a point where the general manager has to make some decisions on how he's going to run this rest of the season, because he could trade Vernon Adams Jr. if he wanted to. He could trade Trevor Harris. He probably won't. We'll see. But there's going to be some changes coming, I think, with the Alouettes before the season's over. And the new owner, we just had him on the Rod Peterson show last week, Gary Stern, this week actually. Gary Stern, he's a great guy. He's very motivated and driven to win, and I don't expect him to want to sit around and lose too much. So we'll see what they do. But it's a very interesting roster because they're good. They just haven't started winning the games as much as they probably want to.
Yeah, the continuity needs to be built. That's producer Clark Monroe, producer of the Rod Peterson Show, joining us from north of the border in Saskatchewan, talking all things Blue Jays and all things CFL. I'm invested. I'm diving in. We're gonna mix all this. We're gonna mix all this together. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We'll do it again next week.
Yep. Sounds good, guys. See ya.
Clark Monroe joining us from north of the border, and Ryan McCarthy had a great comment during the interview. The success of your football team, and why, as you know this, being a Giants fan, always begins and ends in the trenches. It does.
That O-line and that D-line, man. That's how you win titles. Your line has to produce for you.
Mm-hmm. Both lines have to produce, because if you don't control the line of scrimmage on either side of the ball, you're going to get blown out.
Yeah,
you're gonna get blown out. Where's my mouse? I got to get this desk organized, so I think we're going to shut it down early today. Ryan McCarthy, injuries also have hit the Alouettes, particularly William Stanback, their best running back. He was on his way to 1,000 or 1,500 yard season before an injury hit him. Ryan, I got a question for you. Will the Alouettes would the Alouettes do better without Vernon Adams? Because Vernon Adams has bounced around. He bounced around in the NFL, and this is after he came out of Oregon, and of course all the records he broke set and broke at Eastern Washington, which is where Bo Levi Mitchell played. I don't know. I was sold on Vernon Adams, but then I wasn't, because I'll say it plainly, it's a running quarterback. I mean, rocket arm, but there's no pocket presence. Am I wrong in those kind of quarterbacks? Because you see it. People hate when I make this comparison, but you see it with one Lamar Jackson.
Okay, but you got to look. Okay, you got to look at to me, Josh Allen is a great example of a quarterback that, yes, is a threat to run, because Josh Allen can run the rock.
Yeah, you can.
But last year he stepped it up and actually was efficient passing. He was doing his thing. And now that they've added even more weapons for him, yeah, he lost his offensive coordinator Brian Daboll to the Giants, who I'm hoping he can work some magic with Daniel Jones, because Daniel Jones is a talented quarterback. Everybody wants to beat up Daniel Jones that he hasn't done it, but when you don't have offensive line,
why are they beating up Daniel Jones when they've had no line for 2 years?
No Saquon, no line, nothing to help alleviate any of the pressure that he was getting.
And you said a big name, Saquon Barkley.
Yes.
Boy, they need him. They need him to solidify that offense.
I was born with my thing. I'm a Giants fan, and we've always had running. That's the running game always opened up for the play action passing and all the stuff.
Yes.
So when you don't have an offensive line that can't block for lick, and a running back who I love, his rookie year, he had a great year. He's just been injury prone.
That should frighten Giants fans right there, because they've always had solid running backs. They've always had running backs that you didn't know about but produced great seasons. Otis Anderson, ring a bell? Because Otis Anderson did most of his damage in St. Louis. Then he got to the Giants, and all he did was win a Super Bowl MVP for him.
Yeah. No, we've had like Brandon Jacobs, Tiki Barker. We have running backs.
Ron Dane.
Yes, we have people that, and we sometimes we have multiple running backs. We don't just. This has been the first time we really had that stud running back. Like he was the man coming out of college. So this is really the first time, because Tiki was a great running back, but you also, like I said, you had Brandon Jacobs with him. You had Thunder and Lightning. So Saquon is really that back where he's the feature back. He's your back. He needs to get 25 to 30 touches.
Yeah.
But now with this new regime coming in, Brian Daboll coming from Buffalo and the 49er tree and all that other stuff. He has a run. He knows how to build, like his offense is built around running. He's great at the passing game, but that offense is built around running, and they've answered a lot of the they added pieces that they needed. They started to build that line. The kid from Oregon that they drafted, that's to help the defensive line that you're adding already, to Leonard Williams and some other players that you already have there. So you started addressing your need. You didn't give Daniel Jones that 5th year option. Now it's a show me season for him. Now he has to. They're adding the pieces. They gave him a head coach that I feel is going to really help turn this team around, especially coming from the great atmosphere up in Buffalo. So you're coming from a winning system and doing this. So I'm excited, and
I want to see what they do. I want to see what the Giants do. I'm excited too. I want to see what the Giants do this year. Ryan McCarthy in the chat. Great question about Vernon Adams. I love the guy, but his biggest issue is, there's that word again, consistency. Great one game, kind of meh the next. He was that way at Oregon. When he played his graduate season at Oregon, he was up. He was up and down. He wasn't the Eastern Washington Vernon Adams where you feared him.
But then you got to think about it. You go from Eastern Washington to Oregon, which Oregon plays in the Pac-10. So you're playing your competition is a little bit more. I'm not saying Eastern Washington didn't play great teams, but I'm sure their schedule wasn't filled with a schedule of Pac-10 teams.
So true. So true. One more question, then we're going to wrap it up and get on out of here for the day, because I need to give my body a little bit of a rest, and then I got production to do before I go to the doctor. What is your opinion on the Giants bringing back their 80s, 90s uniforms for a couple games this year?
It's nostalgia, man. For me, as long as they win, they could win in any uniform, man. I just want W's.
Right.
I don't watch for the uniforms, man. I don't.
Me neither.
I want to see man. I say,
who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. That's what I watch for.
I want to see the line come and punch somebody in the mouth. That's what I want to see.
Could you say that again, please, for us old schoolers?
I just want to see my offensive. I just want to see my offensive line come and punch somebody in the mouth.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see that too. Which
difficult with that? Like,
which line is going to control? Which line is going to control the line of scrimmage, offensive or defensive line? Who's going to control the line of scrimmage?
Everybody sees the finished product of when it's a great play, you see the catch and all that, but you don't really look at in the trenches where it's actually giving your quarterback that time to throw that ball. Like if your line is getting blown up, that quarterback is not gonna, unless he does some amazing play. But other than that, if that your offensive line get blown up, none of those great plays happen.
Nothing means anything if you don't have the line to protect your quarterback. If you don't have the line to protect your quarterback and open the holes for the running back, then your offense is not going to do much.
Yep.
That's pretty much how it is. Like I said, we're going to end early today. I'm going to give myself a little rest. Then I'm going to come back in here and do some production, some post-show production. And my message to Cole, you got to produce an intro for Snowman in the Morning, because, man, I got nothing. I got nothing more to say.
Even his promo for Cole Sports. I'm like, man.
And you wonder why I appointed him my executive producer.
And he sent me a few promos that he did. He did for Snowman and his show Revelation. I'm like, bro.
As a producer, he knows how to set the mood for a promo. And I looked at my promo. I stuck it in the commercial pack, and all I think is, the Fro just got the king. I mean, he included three of my favorite current athletes: Steph Curry, Deebo Samuel, and Tim Anderson. And the next thing I hear to finish, the Fro just got the king, Iron Eagle. And it's like, and and I know you've had this reaction. You just go, how did you know?
Bro, it's crazy because even as the snippets he used some good snippets like of my guests speaking, and he picked some real good ones. Like, so he actually went through episodes like, let me get some nuggets here and put them in the promo, and then he took my catch. You know how when I started, it's your boy WIZ, and he put that in, and I'm like, yo, I'm like. I'm like, why hasn't anyone snatched you up? Like,
exactly.
Why are you not?
I can answer. I can answer that question because, like you and like me and like our buddy Rod Peterson, doesn't want to be fed dirty money from a network.
Oh no, man! But that's why I was like, yo, listen, me, I'm about to. Anybody who needs an intro, hit me up.
I say the same thing.
Like,
I say the same thing. Anybody that needs, listen, I'm going to put my services out there. You want to get the station started? You want to get your podcast? You want to get your show or your podcast on the air? Hit me up. Want to talk some junk and have fun doing it? You can hit either of us up.
Yeah.
But that video game conversation was something else today.
I told you can find you get all those sound packs on YouTube.
I will find them. I'm about to find them. I'm going to take a breather. I'm going to take my dog out, but we're getting out of here. Thank you, Wise. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, brother. All the time.
This has been great. D. Scott catching us on the back end. Thank you to him. Thank you to Ryan McCoffey, aka Ryan McCarthy. And yes, I did use that in the intro yesterday. Alex Putnam, aka A Pizzle, joining us. Of course, Sick Diggy is here. Cool McCain, Eagles of the Eagles League podcast, hung with us. AB Media 83 hung with us today. Pragmatic Prime. I think we're gonna.
It was another double-digit view today, like just live views again, and we appreciate that. Guys, just keep sharing the show, and it keeps growing, and we greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Oh man, we're gonna continue to grow. We're presented by Black Lion Security Firm LLC, as well as Monkey Knife Fight and Fanatics, and we're getting out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move, and always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, then they are not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. That's what Wise is doing. That's what Cole is doing. That's what everyone in the chat is doing. And that is certainly what I'm doing to start year number 50. We're out of here. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for tuning in to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, the hottest of hot takes and the coldest of cold, hard facts.